John chapter 1, verses 6 through 8, 19 through 28. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light. This is a testimony given by John when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny it, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" And he said, "I am not." "Are you a prophet?" And he answered, "No." Then they said to him, "Who are you? Let us have an answer for those who sent us. What do you say about yourself?" John replied, "I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness, 'Make straight the way of the Lord,' as the prophet Isaiah said." 2020 has been a year where it seems like no one wants to listen to anyone else, even if that other person is an expert in their field. No matter what we're going through, someone else has been there as well, and they have a suggestion on what they think you should do. Sometimes that advice is solicited, and sometimes that advice is offered even when it isn't really needed or asked for. Everyone's an expert, it seems, or at least they know someone who is or has a better plan than the one that's currently being offered. Doesn't that sound like 2020? I can only imagine that this might be how John the Baptist felt as he addressed his followers. He had read the prophets. He knew well of God's promise to restore the fortunes of Zion. He knew that God would provide liberty to the captives and release the prisoners. John knew that the day of the Lord's favor was close at hand. He knew that those who mourned would be filled with peace, that they would be comforted, and that these would gain a mantle of praise instead of a faint spirit. John knew that the Messiah was coming, and yet people still would not believe him. People thought they knew better than John, even though John was sent by God to proclaim this good news. How very 2020 of them. John has come into this world to testify that the light of the world will soon be among us and change our lives forever. And John wants us to know that our time in exile is soon over, and if we can only hang on just a bit longer. Friends, here is hoping this Advent season you are waiting in anticipation of the light that is coming into this world. The light that reminds us that something amazing truly is right around the corner.